Hello, Face Off. I am Chainsaw Panek, and this is my video audition. Do an application for you. This guy right here. But before I do that, let me tell you a little bit about myself. If you haven't seen all my previous videos, pretty much same thing. I live here in Michigan. I do special makeup effects. I have a day job, which gets in the way most of the time. But I do what I can, when I can, where I can. Halloween's a big time for me. That's when I have to take time off at work just to meet the demands that everyone needs for Halloween. But instead of that, I've worked on some films, a lot of short films, a couple features. Oh, my beginnings. I started out doing special effects. Well, first I got interested in special effects way back when I was like 7 years old or 6 or something like that. When I saw Star Wars, yeah, getting kind of old now. So Star Wars, all the monsters and aliens and spaceships, and I was like, wow, that's cool. I want to do that. Then I found out that there was a way to do that. So I spent all my young childhood days working and honing special effects, sculpting, making things out of couch foam, making things out of cardboard, making things out of garbage. So I did that as I was younger, trying to learn the craft. I had got magazines like Fangoria, Gorezone, things like that, and there wasn't much out there at the time, way back in the 70s and 80s, on how to do things. Sometimes you get lucky and you see behind the scenes, or Stand By Lights Camera Action was one of my favorite shows. Wasn't until later on in time, all the way from elementary school up until high school, I did and took all the art classes I could take. I did any kind of extracurricular art things that I could do. I even made a stop motion film in the 5th grade, which had King Kong and E.T. and it was pretty quick. All my characters were just made out of clay, and my backgrounds were just paper cutouts and things like that. I don't really know ever what happened to that film, but as far as I remember, it was on, it wasn't until up in high school when actually there was a class with TV production, which was pretty cool. However, it was mostly camera driven, to where you'd learn how to edit, and you'd had all the editing programs and everything, and teacher would help you figure that out most of the time. I just shot all the video mostly, and there was a couple shows that I was able to produce and make scenery for, and later on did a Little Shop of Horrors in high school, made the plants, like all of them, which they ended up taking the plants later on and sending them out to whoever wanted them to rent them. They weren't all that great, but they were pretty good. I just made them out of all the techniques I learned up until then, how to put them together: chicken wire, wood, PCV pipe, springs, whatever. All the things they had no budget for, I was just finding whatever I could in the back of the auditorium workshop area. So did that. I would try to shoot my own little films and things like that, but you can never get anybody to help participate, so basically that always dropped dead before it could get started. So I just kept to myself and did my special effects and makeup and sculpting in my bedroom. And that's pretty much still what I do. But now I have a shop. A little shop. It's a basement shop. I'm trying to get not see the lights. I'm trying to show you around. This is the same shop I did all my videos in. You probably recognize the same layout. Not much has changed. It's got a little messier. Little projects here, little projects there. It's hard to keep everything, contained and clean. I do my best to keep it clean, but a lot of times it's a little bit of a mess right now. I got a couple projects going on. I got old projects. I got new projects back to. But like I said, I do have a day job, and that takes up a lot of my time. I try to work on things when I come home, like I try to work on things at home like a good little special effects artist that I am. But the job I have takes a lot out of me, and I don't get as many hours in as I'd like on my, but the costume is for something later on down the road, so all the bells and whistles aren't there yet, and you'll see what I mean. But it looks pretty nice as is. I mean, if I added nothing else to it, it's still pretty nice, and a lot of people are going to want some of it. So luckily I've saved all, made patterns, and so put the patterns aside, and maybe if somebody wants the same thing, I can just build them one. And so like I said, I do special effects. My name is Chainsaw. I live by that name. My last name is Panek. It explains who I am. It's the name that makes me who I am. And you'll get the idea. So let's get this show on the road, shall we? And now I just got to put my camera in a fixed place so we can film this. Hang in there. We're back in my little favorite area, which is, hopefully you can kind of see. I'll get in close and I'll look at the camera. Alright. There's my piece. I already put some stuff on there. Put it in place here now. And I'm done. No, just kidding. My bonding agents. Are we bored yet? Some areas it's really hard to see, like around the sides here, even with a mirror. Some music right now would be awesome. Not far now. The fun part around the eyes. A couple areas. It's hard to see. Alright, so it's all locked into place everywhere. Got a little trouble around the eyes. It's hard to see what I'm doing when I'm got a thing in my eye. Just gonna add a little bit of paint in the eye area and a little bit on the sides, only because the costume pretty much hides everything else. I don't know, my camera just stopped. It's kind of weird. Anyway, just painting up around the sides here. I'm going to hit the eyes. Just blending the color to my face. This part of my face here. Up here. That's not even going to see it. I And here is the other part.
Now you know my true face. I am Darth Face Off.
And or glasses too.
I am not your father.